Welcome back to Mercury Farms for episode 17 with me, MrSealyp. So after the last episode where we put a load of chaff from field 40 from the corn harvest into the bunker silo at the BGA, we're now waiting on that to ferment. That's covered and that's fermenting. I'm on field 47 and I've got a worker hopefully going all right now. I'm just going to see if this turns around okay again. It's missed a little spot there, but nothing too bad. Because this needs ploughing, and so does field 40 that we just did the corn in. Because every time you do a corn crop, regardless of whether you ploughed it before, it needs reploughing anyway. So both fields are going to need ploughing and prepping. I've got eggs that I need to go and sell. I've kind of done another one of my unorthodox loading options with regard to my eggs. I need to swing around and check the other way. Actually, are we okay this side? We are. Fantastic, so this is good to go and this is going to carry on. So at the main farm area, how are we looking for? Walls are right there, we've got a few stored away in there. A little bit of grass there, nothing to worry about. Now I've been around and collected all the egg boxes that were already there, and what I decided to do, rather than use a trailer, said it was unorthodox, I thought I'd put them in the bucket. Because you can tip it back, they're not going to fall out, in theory, and we'll take them and sell them. Why not? So what I should do now is, if I'm very, very gentle with them, just tip them back ever so slightly, like so. They shouldn't come flying out as long as I take my time. It saves me loading onto a trailer. It was actually quite straightforward putting them in there. And we need to go to an egg sell point. My mind's gone blank. Eggs. Where are we selling eggs? We have got... Oh, that's not bad. Garden Centre's a pretty good price. Let's go there. Now I have got that field of poplars just there that I planted ages ago and kind of forgot about. Our little BGA, does that take wood chips? No, it doesn't, does it? Oh, sorry, I just thought I could put them in through there, but it's not. I could get one of those little heating plants. I haven't tried one of those yet. Maybe I could do that, we'll see. I'm going to take my time a little bit with this because I don't want to just go flying out everywhere. Now, where am I going to go with this map? To be honest with you, I said right from the word go when I went from Ravenport to here, and I bought the little the T7 with me, not the T7, the T6, the blue power. I did say that this was kind of going to be just a me playing for me, just have a bit of fun, and because it's one of JiM's maps, and there are so many options available, like we've seen for all the way through this what I've done so far, all the different things we can sell, and and that's kind of where I've been doing stuff, showing off the map and the bits and bobs you can do, and it's been a little bit different to a standard sort of farming let's play. I wanted to do logging on this one as well because I hadn't done a lot of logging. I know I've said that on previous episodes, and I've done a load. I've done a ton of logging. I've tried to use all different bits of equipment, and we've loaded them all different ways and used all different trailers. I wanted to do that harvest on that field, and I've taken all the stuff to the BGA. What I'm thinking now is, because it's not been a regular farming kind of let's play, whether or not it's time to move on to a new let's play. Like I say, I've sold Photos fertilizer, I've sold seed, I've done lumber, I've done wood chips. What else have we done? We've done lumber in all different ways. I did bring a couple of little contracts over from Marwell. We did those. Yeah, we've done a bit. We've got the sheep, we've done the chickens. Take it these sell here, don't they don't have to be taken out, surely. Best way to test that theory. Let's grab a box off the top. Yes, they do. Okay. Look away now, people. Look away. Just a slight nudge. That's odd. They've got to be thrown in, surely. That's a bit peculiar. Kind of. How weird. Well, they're definitely broken then. Why does he not want to sell? Can't have exceeded my daily allowance for eggs, surely. Oh, they don't want to go in, do they? I wonder what's up in there. That's too peculiar. You can't sell eggs without making some omelettes. I think that's how the saying goes, isn't it? Oh, that one just went. Nope. I don't get it. Nope. Oh, yeah, it's kind of slipped through the cracks. There we go, we got rid of them at last. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure, I don't want to start now. Like I say, this was kind of intended to be my logging let's play, really, and I've done a load of logging. I don't want to start farming now as such. Because then I start almost from scratch again, and that's not what I wanted to do on here at all. I really didn't. I wanted to try out some new stuff, and I've done that. I've used all sorts of bits of equipment and trailers and the John Deere tree harvesters. And so what I want to do is get rid of the silage in the bunker silo. So once that's fermented, we'll sell that. I'm going to carry on ploughing fields 47 and 40, as if I was, as if I'm going to continue. I think that's probably the best way to go, I think. was a kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario. I started off with every intention of it just being logging, and then I had loads of people comment saying, where's all the farming? So I started to do a bit of farming and bought the chickens and bought the sheep and planted the poplars, and then I kind of still wanted to carry on doing logging. Then I had to go, obviously we did the BGA, didn't we, the little mini BGA and stuff like that as well, and it kind of became a hybrid mishmash of not quite what I wanted, you know. It's my own fault. I should have stuck to my guns. I should have just carried on logging, I guess. Let's pop that there. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And I think what we'll do is, once the silage is sold, we'll move from here onto a new map. So what we've got to do now is just wait for the bunker silo to ferment, really. I'm going to do a few bits and bobs. And this is weird, how this will work perfectly right the way across the field, and then you get that happen. Just out of nowhere, it just misses a bit. Odd, isn't it? I don't know why it does that. I'll have to come back and tidy it up afterwards. It's done pesky workers for you, isn't it? The bunker silo is done fermenting. It's 3 minutes past 6 in the evening, which means I can open this up as well now. Now, there's not a huge amount. I didn't fill the bunker. It's not like it's going to be a mammoth, you know, silage selling operation. But what I am going to do between now and the morning, I'm going to get it piled up from the back to the front, I think, so it's all here in a big mound as much as I can. And then we'll do conveyor belts, I think. That'll give me the whole day clear to do it. I don't want to start now because it'll start getting dark and we won't be able to see anything. I'm thinking that's the best bet. What I have been doing as well, I've fields 47 and 40 now are both ploughed. If we go to soil composition, they're both clear now. So they're good to go. And what I've also done is I've been loading up the wall pallets onto a trailer at the main farm, because we might as well sell all of those as well. Right, so I'll see you in the morning and we'll crack on with getting this kind of piled up. I might even start that in the morning, I don't know. We'll kind of add it all in and I'll get some conveyor belts and we'll see if we can't sell this stuff. I'm interested to see, because I haven't really done this. I've done loads of silage. I've done some bales and stuff in bunkers in the BGAs, but I haven't done a load of like out of a bunker, and I know on 19 it's a lot slower, and whereas you used to be able to just chug away all day and you'd make a fortune with millions of litres, it's taking far longer to get through those litres. So yeah, I'm just curious. I just want to see how it kind of pans out. So right, I shall see you bright and early, if I can find my way out, of course. I started scooping. I've got the New Holland W90D with the toxic bomb lightweight bucket on the front, and I started piling it all up here at the front. And then I thought, well, I was at the back here and driving over and piling up. So I thought, well, what I could do is use the conveyor belts to start off with, and bring the pile closer to the biogas digester. So that in the morning, what I can actually do is just use the conveyor belts from here on their shortest setting, rather than having to get lots of extra conveyor belts to link them all up. So overnight, that's going to chug away, and we're going to bring the kind of massive silage mountain here. That's what I was thinking. Originally I was going to put it from these into the lorry, into the trailer, and then just dump it here in a big pile. And I thought, well, that's just double-handing it. I've got to put it from here into a trailer, then out of the trailer onto the floor. If I can just use the conveyor belts, then that's going to get a bit trickier. Obviously, as we start getting further back in this pile, I may then have to start using the wheel loader just to scoop it forward. You know, I don't know. I'm just trying all different ways, thinking how I can possibly get it closer, and then we can just go from there. Then, yeah. Just thought I'd show you. steaming the pile is growing. I only put the Deutsch file there as a kind of marker where I needed the front to be, really, because then that way I've got the pickup conveyor and the normal conveyor will fit in that gap. So I've got to probably bring this back a little bit now, like not that one, that one there, so the pile starts to go backwards rather than forwards. There we go. I suppose what I could do, I can hire a worker, and what the worker will do is swing that pile, kind of spread it. But if I put that on, we can set it. So what I will do, although it has stops now, that's great, probably because I hired a worker. Change angle. So if I press 9 on my SATEC, or if I just go L1 and triangle, I can bring that right the way down. So if you haven't used this before, you might have used it loads. So if I put, say for example, the change angle to 5 degrees, then hire a worker, the swing is much shorter. So I'll dismiss the worker again and put it up to 10, say 15 degrees, hire a worker, it will swing much further, and technically spread that pile. That really didn't work how I hoped it was going to, because it was supposed to carry on. I think it moved itself forward. Yeah, it did, didn't it? So what I've got to do now is fold the belt back, go that way again so I can get back underneath the belt. That should now carry on again, like so. Unfold the belt, hire a worker, that seems very staccato. It never used to be. On 17 it was quite smooth. Yeah, so that should now, for a little while at least, that'll roll side to side and spread that pile, because I was concerned it was all just piling up in one small pyramid here, but at least now doing that, that is going to spread it a little bit wider around. It's a bit odd looking, but it works. So turn that off. This end bit I'll just tidy up with the wheel loader. Cool. It is 6:45 in the morning and it has begun. I'm rammed right up against that. The pile got a little bit bigger here than anticipated, and it kind of went forward a bit, so we're squashing a little bit to start off with. Once this conveyor clears some of this, that will drop to the floor, and then once we've got a bit more space we can then expand a little bit. Now it didn't go quite to plan, in so much as it was taking so long. I mean, it really was taking a long time. With the conveyor belts there, we have got an interim pile here which is now going into the BGA and being processed, and it's being processed absolutely fine. Weirdly that's not showing us it's actually going into the silo, because that's actually dropping now, and that shouldn't be dropping. So that's saying there's nothing in there. And that's odd. Okay, that was odd. That wasn't registering. Now it is. Only to a degree. Oh, please tell me I'm not going to keep doing what I did before over the other BGA and keep jumping on the belts to get them to work. Oh, that's going to get old really quick. Okay, hide a worker, which seems to have got wedged up against it. I suppose the other way to do it, if I hire a worker, but can we set it as 0? Let's dismiss the worker a second. Let's change the angle. No, 5 is the best I've got. And that's now going to hit the 10,000. Oh no, it's 50,000 here, isn't it? I'm thinking of the other one. Although that said, this should be processing and it doesn't seem to be... Oh, I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure it's going to work out alright. So what I've got to do now then is over here, while that's all going, I've got to transfer this pile over there. Now I could do it with conveyor belts, but it was just too long. So what we'll do is we'll use this foul beastie. I like it with the twins on the front, looks quite cool. And it didn't have any problems on the pile. What is interesting as well is actual horsepower. When I went to lease this, weirdly, I could have sworn on FS17 the highest horsepower wheel loader there was the JCB at that particular point. Now this is 230 horsepower, but it's showing the W190D is 234. Which I thought that was way more than anything else there was. I know, was it a mod on FS17? I can't remember now, but yeah, so 234 horsepower, and it worked no problem at all going up and down the pile and doing what I had to do. So still not fully light, it's only 10 to 7 in the morning, but I wanted to get as much done as I possibly could. And the problem is it's going to be that trickle thing now. Once it hits 50,000 litres, it is just going to be trickling in as the biogas digests it, you know. And I'm now concerned that I'm not... It should process enough through the whole day. It should do. We'll see, won't we? Okay, time is turned up, the time is 5. The digester just was digesting about 3 litres a second, and it was, I mean, like it's doing now. I might need to turn up even more actually. Means we're going to get through the day really quickly, but the pile is dwindling, it's just taking a while to get there. So you know what, let's turn it up one more, let's go to 15. See what difference that makes. Because it's processing quicker now. We've got almost a constant flow. We're hitting 50,000 every now and again, but so the question is now, will we get through all of that and all of that before the end of the day? We should do, shouldn't we? I mean, let's be honest. Right, so now that's dwindling. Weirdly from all the way back here, not the front. I need to carry on then, bringing this from here to there and loading that pile up if I can. Let's do some more. Swing that around there. fantastic. And then at midnight, we'll see what we get. I did alright actually overnight. I got back up to about 191 because I had lost a bit of money because we made 18 grand. All the stuff I sold through the mini BGA the day before, I got that second payment because I did some before and some after midnight, didn't I? Was 18 grand. So I'd forgotten all about that actually. Nice. It's a sunny day, that's good. So as we come up on 4 o'clock, times 15 it seems to be about the optimum speed. If you put it down times 5, it is too slow. It just won't. The digester won't digest quick enough. Anything more than 15 and it's going so fast that the conveyor belts can't keep up. So this seems to be about the best speed. Now, something obviously not to forget, that's actually not much left there. It's all gone from the bunker, that's empty. I don't know how much is actually left in that pile, but not a huge amount. Is the digestate, the byproduct of putting all this, processing it through the digesters, is we'll get digestate. So I've leased the slurry tank again, or the slurry tanker, brought my truck over. What we're going to do is see how much we've got digestate, and we'll go down to the garden centre and we'll sell some. While that's finishing off, I honestly don't know how much we've got. 405,653. So is that a 1-to-1? Because I'm sure I had some digestate in here already, not a huge amount though. But we've got over 400,000 litres of digestate now. So what I'm going to do is fill this tank up, take that to go down to the garden centre and sell it. So on top of whatever we make at the actual biogas from selling silage, we will on top of that get however much money we want to make by taking the digestate from the tank. We can take all of it or some of it, or you know. So I think that's what I'm going to do while that pile is just finishing off. And of course on times 15 we've flown through the day, although, and bearing in mind as well, you think at times 15 I started at, what time was it, 10 to 7 this morning. It's now nearly 4:30. That pile is almost gone, and I only had 400 and something thousand litres. If you filled that bunker silo and you had, I don't know, 2 million litres, it would take you 2-3 days for the digester to get through it all if you were doing it with conveyor belts. And if you were doing it by buckets or with a lorry, you'd only be getting in 50,000 litres at a time. So yeah, it would take a long time to clear that. Anyway, I'm going to take this down and we'll see what we make. And then between now and midnight, when we get paid for what we just put through the digester, I'll sell as much of this as I can, and then we'll see what we've made overall. Hopefully it'll be a nice little earner, because if it's not, it does then make you wonder, what did I go to the effort for? It's a question worth asking. Let's get the cruise control still set from when I did the actual corn harvest, wasn't it? When I did the silage, the chaffing holmer. Which I'm not going to put that too fast because it does get a bit uncontrollable, doesn't it? Let's go a sensible road speed, shall we? That'll do. Still catching up on the cars, but it's 5 o'clock. We are here. Let's sell this load and see what we make. Now, bearing in mind, this tanker holds 30,000 litres, so 10 loads is 300,000 litres, and we've got over 400,000 litres. So whatever we make on this load, we logically times that by 10, if not more, and that's how much potential we could make on digestate on this. 36 grand. So 10 times that's 360 grand. So we could be looking at over 400,000 just on the digestate without anything else. Now obviously bear in mind that won't work on every map, because not on all maps you can't sell digestate. You can use it for fertilising fields, but on a lot of maps you can't actually sell the digestate. That's one of the features of JiM's maps. So yeah, that's not bad. Right then, I best crack on. I've got work to do. Got to get as many loads down as I can by midnight. Cool. before I crack on with that. It's all gone. Everything is in. That's still processing, so we'll get a little bit more digestate. As I went to just load that load up, we were back up to 420,000 litres. So although we took 30,000 out, what's being processed? Yeah, so what we're up to now, nearly 6 o'clock. These will need to go back because they're done with, as will the wheel loader, which was just absolutely brilliant. Really enjoyed using that. Cool bit of kit. Ooh. Right then. So while I'm heading back down to the sell point at the garden centre with another 30,000 litres, I just committed the ultimate mistake. I recorded a whole chunk. I got up to midnight and did my whole bit, talked about the money and how much I'd made, and pressed the button to record, which then rolls back however many minutes you've set it for, and my finger didn't go on the button properly, so when I pressed it again it only recorded 3 seconds of what I'd done. So just, not that that helps at all even slightly, but we have gone backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. We had about 450,000 litres in total of digestate. This is another 30,000 litres, and we've only got 30,000 litres left in the tank, so we've pretty much done all of it. We were up to about 660 odd thousand, I think it was we were up to. At midnight we made 228,000, just over 228,000 on the silage that we sold at the biogas plant. I can't believe it. I'm so annoyed that that bit didn't record. I didn't even take a screenshot either. So anyway, we're up to 900,000. Have we made money? Yes, we have. That's what I set out to do. I can't believe that. So really annoyed me. I was making 36,446 on every single load. For the last load I bought of this, I only made 24,000. So I don't know what I'm going to make on this. It'll probably go back to 36 now, just to prove me wrong. I'm not sure why it did that, but I don't know, maybe not. How weird is that? Yeah, 26,000, so that's a drop of 10 grand. But I have put a fair bit through it, in all honesty. So we've done alright. We've made a load of money. Prices for slurry, not slurry, what am I talking about? Silage at the main biogas plant is 540. So we put through that about 400. I can't remember what we did in the last episode, how much we put into that bunker before we blanketed it, but it was over 400,000 litres, wasn't it? So that's why we made 228 grand. And we started the episode on 187,000, so to finish the episode on 926,000 is brilliant. I'm so happy with that. So we made all the money from selling the silage and all the money from the digestate as a byproduct. One thing I did want to mention is that I did say that on JiM's map you could sell digestate, but you can't sell it on many other maps. If you go into miscellaneous, it depends if you've got this mod downloaded and installed. If you have got Holger Sengstock's slurry trading system, which gives you a slurry shop where you can buy slurry if you want to be using it for fertiliser in your fields, and you haven't got enough produced by your animals yet. You've got slurry storage, you can store 250,000 litres of slurry if you've got it and your tank's full. You can now store digestate, which that wasn't on there before. That's been added in an update. And then you've got the slurry trader, which is where you can sell slurry and digestate. That being said, you won't make anywhere near as much money as you do on JiM's map, because JiM's got it set on his sell point at a higher price. But bearing in mind digestate is a byproduct, even if you sell it at Sengstock's at the trading system one, you're still making money for something that, unless you're going to use it for fertiliser. I mean, personally, that's what I would use it for. I wouldn't be selling it like this if I was running a full farm setup. Because it's a byproduct, so you're making money selling this silage. and then you're producing fertiliser, which means that saves you a fortune on buying fertiliser. So it's a bit of a no-brainer, I think, personally. But anyway, and there we go. On that mild disappointment on my part, we have come to the end of this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. I've enjoyed it. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.